What's up? What's up? It's your girl Sailor Savvy, and I'm back with another Navy-related video for you guys. I'm really just trying to go ahead and finish out this boot camp series. I'm just talking about boot camp week by week, so I can go ahead and get into my specific rates as an MC. But before I do that, I want to, like I said, finish out boot camp because I never really finished that series for you guys. I've been super busy getting through this course, this MCA school course. So, what was that at? Week 2. Week dos. So, week 2, not much really happened. I mean, kind of, but not really. So, week 2, you have your DMI inspection, which is dynamic material inspection. So, you either have the fold and stow or you have a bunk makeup. So, up until this point, up until your inspection, your RTCs are going to be training you how to properly fold and stow all of your uniform items, all of your skivvies, all of your gear that's required to be in your rack at all times. So you have that, and then on the other hand, you have a bunk makeup. So you have to make up your bed the proper way with the 45-degree angles at the corners, or hospital corners if you want to call them that. Your pillow, it's a whole bunch of stuff you gotta do. Like, it's not much, but then again, it's just the fact that you're timed when you're doing it, and you never know which one you're gonna have to do. Like, one side of the room does fold and stow, the other side does bunk makeup, and there's always this one side who, I mean, it's always you're either good, like super good at one or the other. Like me, I was good at bunk makeup. Like, I could, like, when you do bunk makeup, you make your bed with the 45-degree angles. You take your, I think, 2 t-shirts, a towel, and a pair of skivvies, and you like twist it a certain way. You place them in certain spots on your rack, and it's supposed to make like a smiley face. Like, the towel is supposed to be like the mouth of the smiley face, and then the 2 t-shirts like the eyes, and like your skivvies is like the nose. I don't know, it's really weird, really pointless, but like you have to do it for bunk makeup. And then fold and stow, on the other hand, is you have to, like, I think you have to unfold, or you have to turn like a pair of your end ups in and out, inside out, like turn something else inside out, and then fold it properly, and then put it back in. I can't remember exactly what fold and stow is, but there are other videos on YouTube about it. I may do a tutorial for you guys, maybe, if you guys really want it. But there are other tutorials on it if you don't want to just see it from me, but whatever. So that's the first like real inspection that you're gonna have in boot camp. You also have your pinning ceremony. So RPOC, AROC, pretty much anyone who has a legitimate job in boot camp, you get your pin for it. So RPOC has like the chief pin that they wear. AROC and everyone else has petty officer pins, of course, but then depending on how relevant your job is will determine if you're like a first class petty officer versus a third class petty officer, for 1 chevron versus 3 or 2 or whatever. I was EPO, so I had 2 chevrons on my collar or whatever. And do not be concerned, like, do not get fooled, like, do not call someone a petty officer because they have the pin. We are not petty officers, we are recruits. And if an actual RTC hears you calling another recruit a petty officer just because you see the crow or you see their pin, they would get your ass. Like, they would not hesitate to get your ass. Like, trust me. Like, when I was in boot camp, we had some Sea Cadets come, and Sea Cadets are like 12, like they're like children, whatever, who like go through pretty much what we go through as recruits. For whatever reason, I'm not really sure what Sea Cadets are about, what they do, but yeah, they were there. And like, this one Sea Cadet like called me like a petty officer, and I was just like, I'm not a petty officer. And then like his like RPOC whatever, like just shoot him out in front of the whole galley, and I'm just like, wasn't that big of a deal, guy, but whatever. I'm gonna mind my business and go eat my food. So there's that. And then speaking of EPO, your first written test is also in week 2. I believe it is 2 TAC 5. You have your first written test. So, like I said earlier, I was EPO, so Education Petty Officer, for my division. And basically what you do is you just take notes. You take very good notes during all the classes that you go to up until that point. So I think up until then, it's like Navy history, like customs and courtesies, or courtesies and customs, something like that. Like first aid. I don't think that's what it's called. It's like a healthcare sort of class. So you learn about health and shit. Swimmer's test or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But you learn like pretty much all the information that you learned when you did your swim test. Like they give you like a little brief. All of that information is in that category. Well, from that category is going to be, well, not all of it, but some of it. They're going to choose information from that. Questions about wars, certain questions about ranks, like you should know your rank and recognition by week 2. And certain ranks of other branches are going to be on there too. I think like gunnery sergeant or something like that, E7 from the Army, E7 from the Marines. They might switch it up. But yeah, so what I did as EPO is I looked at the plan of the day for the next day to see what class we were going to. And then I had the girls in my division, because I'm a female, so I was always with the females. I would have them read the chapter for that class before, answer the questions before, so they would already be familiar with the material. I try to get the boys to follow the same wave, but you know, I can't really force them to do it. I can't really check their shit because I'm not in their compartment at night. But whatever, when we got our grades back after the test one, we had some failures. We had quite a lot of failures, but not a lot of them were female because I did my job. I did what I had to do as EPO. So yeah, that's pretty much what happens during week 2. Like, it's not much. I mean, test 1 is very important, and DMI inspection is very important too. And then it's a pinning ceremony. So if you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns about anything that happens during week 2 of boot camp, what you should expect, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Bye.